Remember a few days back when the Donald Trump campaign held that stunt in an Atlanta Black-owned barbershop, and then we did a video called Trump Latest Stunt in Atlanta Backfires in His Face, almost has 550,000 views as of this recording, and we told you to look into this, that there's more than meets the eye here. Obviously, the event itself was atrocious. Donald Trump called into this barbershop. The event was led by Byron Donalds, who has said positive things about the Jim Crow era and just other horrific things like that. And then Trump called in to a Black-owned barbershop and said, look, the reason that Black people support me now is because I've been indicted. And because I'm indicted, that's why Black people like me. We said, one, that's a horrifically racist and despicable thing to say, but we also said that Trump has a history of using venues like that for stunts, and it was just hard for me to believe that the barbershop owner would allow that to take place in a barbershop like that. The same way when we looked at the Black church event in Detroit, you had to dig deeper, and then you realized that it was a church embroiled in litigation, that there was all white people who showed up there wearing their MAGA hats and chanting Trump's name in a place of worship. You got to expose these things right away, rapid response right away, because Trump relies on these stunts and scams and for the media to push it. Sure enough, this was a bigger scam than we even realized when we called it out right after Trump did this event. You see, the owner of the barbershop, Rocky Jones, has now gone public with his story. The barbershop is called Rocky's. It's located in Buckhead in Atlanta, Georgia. And Rocky Jones, the owner, says, look, this is a Black-owned business, and I got a phone call from someone who I believe to be a friend of mine who said that some of his friends wanted to do a Black-owned business forum for how we can improve Black-owned small businesses in Atlanta and elsewhere throughout Georgia. And Rocky's like, that's great. I'm someone who supports small businesses here. Anything I can do to help small businesses, especially Black-owned small businesses, let's do it. But then Rocky was horrified, as what actually turned out to be the case was that his barbershop was then used as a Trump campaign event, and that Trump brought his surrogates in, Trump called in, and then Rocky Jones was sitting there like, what the heck is this? We're not talking about small business issues. You're using my Black-owned barbershop that I've worked hard to build, and you're using me and the barbershop as a prop to try to scam other Black voters. This is a scam. I've been scammed. And by the way, we've covered it here on the MeidasTouch Network. And in fact, Rocky has reposted one of the posts that we made where we called it out. Black barbershop owner scammed by the Trump campaign. And you see Rocky's barbershop reposting what we posted right there. Let me show you. This was a great segment, some great local journalism out of Atlanta, Georgia, where they interviewed Rocky. Here's what Rocky had to say. Let's play the clip.
The owner of Rocky's barbershop in Atlanta says he feels he was misled by a campaign event for former President Trump the day before the debate. Rocky Jones tells our Karis Belger he thought his Buckhead shop was just hosting a forum for Black businesses, but he says he never expected to fade into the realm of politics.
To me, cutting hair is like an art.
And smooth waves are not the only thing Rocky Jones wants his shop to be known for.
We try to specialize in just giving good service to the community. As you can see, I've been here since 17 years and it's been good.
Which is why he jumped at the chance to help other Black business owners get ahead.
Started with a text, then it went to a call because I was actually out the country. And just me agreeing to do a Black small business, round table. I thought it was like something real private.
It was anything but. Rocky, along with Black business owners from across Metro Atlanta, crammed into his shop, along with Trump surrogates like Ben Carson. But it wasn't all shop talk.
Thinking about Black business in Atlanta, small Black businesses in Atlanta. And I'm like, okay, so when are we going to start talking about this?
He says a call from former President Trump during the event cut deep.
Why is the ex-president calling somebody in my barbershop? This has nothing to do with small black businesses.
And he was left with a lot more than razor burn.
We had some calls. Thursday, we definitely got some calls, some backlash, some angry people that don't know me, and I have to deal with that. I have no involvement in politics. We don't even talk politics in my barbershop. It's all sports. Commend everybody to vote, but that's your business. You know, I don't tell you what to do.
The number of customers, he says, has trimmed down, but he hopes the shock will fade and he can keep helping his community. Kara Spelger, 11 Alive News.
Now, we repeatedly reached out to several representatives for the Trump campaign today about the claims that he just made. They have not responded at this time to our phone calls or email.
Everything Trump does is a scam, and we've covered each one of these scams. He goes to the bodega. It's actually the young Republicans who are there acting like they're people who are from the bodega and from the neighborhood in New York. Trump claims he's going to a union shop. He pays $20,000 to a non-union shop, has non-union workers hold up signs saying union workers for Trump, and then has the media amplify it. Trump's prior visit to Atlanta after going to Buckhead to get some checks from the billionaire class, Trump stopped at a Chick-fil-A and set up this event where a woman named Michaela Montgomery, who's a Republican operative who follows Trump from event to event, she was at the Black Church event as well, gave him a hug, and then the Trump campaign put out, look, a black woman gave me a hug at a Chick-fil-A. That shows that I have black support. She worked for Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens, who threw the event in Detroit where they had banners up that says White Boy Summer. That's where Donald Trump went to after that fake Black church event that he went to. And Charlie Kirk says that there shouldn't be an MLK Day. Charlie Kirk says that he would never fly in a plane with black pilots, that the Civil Rights Act is bad. I mean, that's where she worked in an organization like that. Let me show you this clip. This is more from Rocky Jones, and here's what Rocky has to say in this other interview. Listen to this carefully because the level of deception by the Trump campaign is atrocious, and they also screwed over his business that he worked hard to build. And Rocky's like, I'm not a political person. I wasn't trying to be used this way at all. And now look at what's happening. Now people are pissed at me. Here, play this clip.
Black business owner says he feels betrayed and blindsided. The Trump campaign held an event at Rocky's barbershop in Atlanta the day before the debate. But the owner says it's not what he thought he was signing up for. Atlanta News First Rachel Aragon live at 5 outside the Buckhead barbershop with why the owner is now speaking out.
The business owner says he was never told this was going to be a political event, and now he's using his time and story to tell other businesses to watch out as election season heats up. For more than a decade,
I really take pride in my business.
Rocky Jones says he has welcomed everyone to his Atlanta barbershop, customers from all backgrounds and walks of life.
Mind my business, serve, give back haircuts to the community, and have good conversations. It's never been about politics.
His business, he says, has never been the site of a political event until Wednesday, when prominent Republicans packed inside the day before the highly anticipated presidential debate in Atlanta.
I hope I'm being well represented.
Former President Donald Trump even calling in at one point.
I feel like I've been betrayed.
Days before the debate, Jones says someone who he thought was a friend reached out to him about being the host site for a small black business roundtable. He says there was never any mention this was a political event. Jones adds he never heard from a Trump campaign representative either. I asked him if the timing of the event raised any flags this would be political.
I honestly didn't think about it. It was just, once you say black small business, give back to the community, it's like, okay, I'm doing it.
Jones says he feels used.
Just be aware that it is election season and the timing seems a little suspect.
That's why he's warning other business owners to have a healthy dose of skepticism.
Even though I trusted that person, I didn't really do the research I should have done, but now I'm letting everybody else know that you need to be aware of these calls.
Atlanta News First did make contact with the Trump campaign. They acknowledged our request, but they were not able to get us a response by airtime. And the owner did tell me he was compensated for the 2 hours he had to close Wednesday for that event, but now he says he's willing to give that money back. Reporting in Atlanta, Rachel Aragon, Atlanta News First.
And look, we want to send our best to Rocky and his barbershop because no small business, no business at all should be used like that. But look, it's a warning also to other businesses that this is what Trump does. This is what Trump has done his entire career. Stunts like this, and he doesn't care about the trail of pain that he causes other people. If he gets that stunt for himself, that's all he looks for, and he moves on to the next one. I mean, take a look when Donald Trump was in the Bronx and he gave that speech. Remember he gave the speech in the Bronx? Who did he call up on stage? Sleepy Hollow and Chef G, two individuals who were indicted last May, along with 30 other gang members, on a 140-count criminal indictment, including murder and at least 12 attempted murders and other shootings. Chef G recently posted a $1.5 million cash bond to get released, and here he is with Trump right here, and that's what Trump is saying, law and order. So Trump's outreach to black voters is by having an individual accused of being a leader in the Crips, who is accused of engaging in a murder and 12 attempted murders. Or when Donald Trump went to Wildwood, New Jersey, wildly lied about the crowd size and called on stage to show the support that he claims he has from black voters, Lawrence Taylor, who is a registered sex offender, and Donald Trump called Lawrence Taylor on stage. And that's, again, what Donald Trump's trying to say is his outreach to the black community. Or remember when Donald Trump was in Wisconsin. When Donald Trump went to Wisconsin, he called on stage with him someone by the name of Shanna Gray. And she was saying, look, I own a black business. It was thriving when Trump was in office. And because of Biden, the vegan shop that I'm running is doing really bad. Well, it turns out that this Milwaukee business owner first opened up her business in 2023. The way she was able to open up a small business in the first place was because of President Biden, and she didn't have that business when Trump was in office. It was all a lie. It was all a scam. And then she attacked immigrants for being on government support, and it turns out that she declared bankruptcy. It was alleged like 3 times or so. And she was on government assistance as well. And so that's what they're doing right there. So it's scam after scam after scam. And then you have, and again, on the other hand, while Donald Trump's pretending to be in union shops, you have President Biden who's actually on the picket line with union workers. Like, here's President Biden following the debate. Here he went to a Waffle House. Here, play this clip.
You spend too much time in the gym, I think. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you.
Hey, you welcome. You have our support.
God, love you, Ben. Thank you, guys.
And on the other hand, you have Donald Trump having people dress up in shirts like this. Blacks for Trump 2020. What in the world? What in the world is this? And then you have Fox talk about, Donald Trump made these gold sneakers. That's gonna appeal to black voters. Gold sneakers. Here, play this clip.
Black America, because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Question for you on that point, though.
Yeah.
Will the people that are excited about the sneakers and excited about Donald Trump, will that translate into them going out and voting for Donald Trump?
Well, anybody willing to put $400 down for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, I think that's commitment and love.
It's
hope
something.
You're right. It's something. It's affection.
What are we talking about? And by the way, at the barbershop event itself, here was Donald Trump saying that black people like him because he's a convicted felon. Play this clip.
But since this has happened, like the mugshot is the best. It just beat Elvis Presley and Frank Sinatra by a lot, by the way. Beat him by a lot. But that's the number one mugshot of all time. It's really an amazing thing. Since it happened, the support among the black community and the Hispanic community has skyrocketed. It's been amazing, really been amazing. It's been actually very nice to see.
Mr. President,
you know, it's in one way you say, gee, isn't that too bad? But the truth is, it's really a lovely thing when I see that. We have great support now in the black community and in the Hispanic community.
And then here's Donald Trump just whining. Play the clip.
And you'll make a perfect speech. And this lowlife Biden will take the speech, his people, him and his people, and they'll cut sentences out, cut words out, cut sentences out. Oh, Trump, look, you didn't make a good speech. You didn't make a good speech. And I do them largely without teleprompter. You know, I don't need a teleprompter. He can't read a teleprompter. But these people are nasty. They're really horrible people. They really are. It's a shame. It's a shame.
And here's Donald Trump bragging about cutting taxes for ultra-wealthy corporations. Play the clip.
Well, as you know, I cut taxes and regulations more than any other president. We had the biggest tax cut, bigger even than the Reagan tax cuts. And I also cut regulations far more than any other president. And they have put a lot of them back already. We will get them cut so fast. And, you know, it's very...
So yet another scam exposed over and over again. Trump exploiting a black-owned barbershop for this stunt. Trump exploiting a purported black church that's embroiled in litigation, whose pastor was like getting sued and suing congregates, and Trump fills it, rents it out, then fills it with all white MAGA people, and then lies and claims that these are people just there who are normal congregates in the black church. Everything he does is a scam. I think the American people get it. I do. I know the punditry class wants to act like, oh, look what Trump did. Oh, Biden didn't do a good debate, but Donald Trump's a fascist, so what can you do? Not here on the MeidasTouch Network. We're not both sidesing any of this. We're just going to call out what it is. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million together. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.